Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I have my budget video, so I'm just going to briefly go over my numbers for September before I explain my October budget. So this was everything that I spent. Rent was 12, 16, 50, same thing. 43 for hydro. My other category was 390, which is obviously more than I plan to spend. I'm going to be changing my other category for October just because this is the category that I am overspending and I know that, but having the total amount, it's harder for me to keep track of where my money is going and how much I actually have to spend in certain stores that I go to. And so this will just make it a little easier for me, but I'll explain that in October. But I did overspend. My cell phone was more than I was planning, at 78. My internet was 110, which I am going to be looking into, hopefully a cheaper internet that I can get. In the particular building that I live in, when I moved here, I only had one option because of where I live, and it sucks. But so I'm going to be looking into different options, and hopefully there are some other less expensive options that I can switch to. So I'm going to be looking into that. My food bill was less than I planned, so it was $300. It spent $273. Now, a lot of that was because I did have a small family gathering for my daughter's birthday, and my daughter was sick the week before her birthday, and then I was sick. So normally for like a gathering, I would have made things from scratch to make it a little cheaper. However, because she was sick and I was sick, that just wasn't going to happen. So this amount is larger than I was planning because of that gathering. I was trying to do Shelftember, which is like a low spend month for September, to spend as less as possible for your food bill. Obviously, that's not exactly what happened, given the amount is $273 and my budget is $300. So I'm going to try and do it again. We're going to see what happens. But it's still less, so I'm not complaining. True Local, I cut down my box, so I budgeted $250 just because when I made the budget, I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do, but I did cut down the box to the smaller box because it is just me and I don't need that much stuff. So happy with that. My subscriptions were under at $122.17 when I budgeted $140, so I'm getting much less. Because I overspent in my other category, I didn't put any money to savings, which really kind of depresses me, but that's okay. I'm going to move forward. Okay, so for my October budget, all right, so in total, with including everything that I will have coming in, as well as whatever is in my bank account already, this is what will be coming in total, which is $3,061. So rent is the same. Hydro $40, cell phone $75, internet is $110. Food $300. I'm still budgeting $300, but I really am planning and I really want to spend as less as possible. I do have a lot of food in my house, so I want to use up what I have, more than just buying more and more and more food that I don't need. So True Local $140. I am sticking with a smaller box at $125, but I believe I did add on like one extra thing, like an add-on that they have. So you can do add-ons for True Local of vegetables, of different like special meats they have. So I believe I added one on, so I just put $140, which I believe is what it should be. But I will definitely double check before the box comes to make sure that's really what I want. Subscriptions at $80, so I cut down one more. I paused one subscription. So I have one subscription, Paper Gang, which they actually owe me 2 months. So they still need to send me August as well as September. So I'm still expecting 2 months to be coming in. So because those two boxes are still coming, I don't need another box for October, so I just paused it for now. I'm also thinking of canceling one other subscription, so it should be much less than this, but I always round up. When you're doing your budget, make sure you round up a little bit because you can always spend less, but you don't want to spend more. So always put your budget a little more than you think you're going to. Okay, so for my other category, I have changed it. So I've broken it down a little bit more depending on where I think that I'm going to be going. So other is 80. So other is just general. I just pop into a variety store and get a chocolate bar kind of thing, like just other, just whatever, just extra spending that I would do. Dollar store, I know that I will go to the dollar store, so I put $80 for that. Walmart, I put $100. And then farm, I put 60. So we are planning on going to the pumpkin patch beginning of October. So I know I will spend some money there. So I put 60. I should be underneath that. I should be spending less than that. I usually go with my family, so it's usually not that expensive when we go because there's a whole bunch of us, and cut the costs and stuff like that. So I just budgeted that for, I'm assuming Bella will want something. Because she's my kid. So that's how much that is. And then I'm just gonna put saving for 100. Hopefully I will be spending less than that. I'm really trying to break down my spending and really spend as less as possible. Right now my focus is on my other category. I feel like by breaking it down more to stores that I know I'm going to be going to, I will have a better control of it. I did budget more, like dollar store, I probably will spend less than $80, but round up, because I always like to round up and I can always spend less, and that's okay. So if you're having problems, especially in an other category, I feel like other category, by just making a lump sum amount, it is hard to keep track as you're going through the month. It's hard to really wrap your brain around how much you have left, unless you're keeping track of your numbers literally every day. So before you go to a store, you keep track, okay, so I have 200 left in my other category. But that's just too much thinking, I feel like, at least for me personally. So what I'm going to try and do, at least from now until, I don't know, we'll see if it works, is to break down to the stores that I know that I will go to, places that I know that I'm going to for sure. So if I knew that I was going to the mall, I'd budget, how much I was planning on to spend there. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. I really feel like the next month should be very easy for me to spend less. For the reason being is that I have sinking funds. If you don't have a sinking fund, if you're not making sinking funds, you need to start right now, immediately, today, this very second. So I have two sinking funds. Currently, I have a gift sinking fund and I have an advent calendar sinking fund. Advent / Black Friday. I am so grateful for those sinking funds because I love advent calendars. I've already purchased some. I'm purchasing some more. I love getting them. I also reuse them for gifts. So just the packaging and making your own advent calendar for somebody is a very simple, easy gift that you can do for rather inexpensive. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do, because all of the advent calendar I get, I'm not going to use all the products, so I can mix and match and make an advent calendar for somebody with the products that I know that I don't want or don't need. I am very grateful to have that advent calendar sinking fund because I can purchase the ones that I want without having any guilt, and it's not coming out of my regular budget, because they all come out like within a short amount of time, like a few months span. They're all going to come out. To take that much money out of my budget would be a lot. So I'm very grateful to have that sinking fund. I also have a gift sinking fund. I have most of my gifts. There are some that I still need to purchase and still need to look into and get, but that will come out of my savings account because my focus is really advent calendars and Christmas right now. That's why I feel like I should be able to spend, it should be very easy for me to spend less because that is my focus. My focus is not on spending for myself or for my household. My focus is spending for Christmas and getting advent calendars and all of the things coming out in the next few month or two. So, and because I have the sinking fund for that, it should be rather easy for me to stick to my budget. Now, how I personally do my sinking fund, or at least how I did it last year, I only did 2 sinking funds. I'll probably look into for January doing more sinking funds, or like what kind of sinking funds I will do for January, but that's in January, one thing at a time. What I did last year was because I get a rather larger amount for my tax credit and different money that I had coming in, I used that money to fund my sinking fund so that I could put it all in at one time and have it and not have to worry about it. So that's kind of what I did with my tax money, which is a great way to fund your sinking fund, and then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about putting it in your budget every month. So that's kind of my advice. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped in some way, shape, or form. No matter what your budget is, if you have a lot, if you have a little, you can definitely control your spending and definitely take control of your money, and it will help you to control your life. I do feel like that by having a budget and keeping track of things, I just feel like I'm more in control than I used to be. So everything is possible no matter what your numbers are. You can definitely still save some money, still cut your spending, still do everything that you want to do. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more. I usually post a budget video every Sunday, keeping track of where my budget is. It is really helping me to keep on track. Please comment below if you have any quick tips, questions, or comments. I definitely welcome any new advice. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great and lovely day.